Do you have a bunch of junk in your home and want to get it organized? I'm going to show you how to do it with just $50 a month. Hey everyone, I'm Coral and welcome to my channel. Here you'll find weekly home decor videos with practical tips for designing your space. Today we're going to organize on a budget. My husband and I moved into this house a little over a year ago. We moved here from a 2-bedroom apartment, and previously we had been living in 1 bedroom with my parents. So we really didn't have a lot of stuff when we moved in. We accumulated more stuff over the year, we bought more furniture, and just generally filled the house. So at the end of last year, I started getting this feeling that we just had too much stuff that was just placed in places. The closets just have boxes from moving. Under the kitchen sink was horrific. Just all of the cleaning supplies and the dish soap was just underneath there with not a lot of organization. We had spent the whole entire year filling the house with furniture and decorations. I didn't really want to spend more money on getting stuff and products to organize the house. So I came up with an idea. My husband is a personal finance blogger, so I thought, let's make a budget. I'll spend $50 a month buying products that can help me organize the home and then make over small sections of the house. That way it's not overwhelming and it's not costing an arm and a leg all at one time. So that's how I came up with the idea of the Organize on a Budget video series, so that as I go through this process and I shop and I find the products that I want to use to organize the house, I can share it with you and you can follow me on my journey and organize with me. I had my budget in place and I had a plan to make it happen, so I grabbed my shopping buddy, which is my mom, and we headed out for a day of shopping. We started at the Container Store, and that's where I made my first mistake. Have you been into the Container Store lately? That place is really expensive. I ended up wandering around aimlessly trying to figure out what I could do to make and stick to my $50 budget, which was really challenging. And the second mistake that I made is that I didn't have a plan in place before we walked in the door. I knew that my kitchen sink was messy, and I thought that I probably wanted to start in the kitchen because that's the place that has been bothering me the most lately. But other than that, I really didn't know what I was going to do. I ended up buying a few things, and we ended up going to a bunch of different stores, just kind of meandering around and trying to figure out how to make this $50 budget work. I got home, was super excited about what I bought, and it didn't fit. So, tip for you if you are starting out on this journey, make a plan for what you want to organize and make sure that you measure it. I ended up having to completely remeasure the area, go back, exchange what I bought, and ended up buying some other different things that fit under there once I had all of my measurements. So that will make it a lot easier if you measure ahead of time and make a plan. In the end, here are the products that I finally purchased. I was really happy to see that all the Elfa products at the Container Store were 30% off. So the first thing I got was this narrow, easy glider. I got this for $10.50. It is just over 12 inches wide, and I was really happy to see that there was no assembly required for putting this together. I was definitely expecting to have to put the whole entire glider together. So to go with that glider, I got this narrow 1 runner drawer. The 1 is for the height, and it is 3 1/4 inches. and I got this for $13.30. I got this height in order to fit under some pipes underneath my sink. For underneath the other side of the sink, I got the extra narrow Easy Glider. This one is 9 inches wide as opposed to the other one, which is 12 inches, so it just takes up a little bit less space. This one was also $10.50. To go with that glider, I got the extra narrow 2 runner drawer. The 2 in this one stands for 7 1/4 inches. I had a little bit more height on this side of the sink, so I decided to get a taller drawer. Here is what the underneath of my sink looked like before. On the left here, I have all of the cleaning supplies. Some fit in a caddy and some didn't. The rest are there in the middle. And on the right-hand side, I have grocery bags stacked on top of the trash can liners, and then a whole bunch of shopping bags off to the side. After taking everything out of the cabinets, I placed the gliders and the drawers inside the cabinet to start with setup and space everything out to make sure I had it where I wanted it. Then I used these Post-it notes to mark where it went in the cabinet, so I didn't actually have to mark on the actual cabinet. And then, instead of using the screws that the directions say to use, I decided to use command strips. We live in a brand new house, and so putting holes in anything is just a huge commitment to me, and I didn't want to make any holes in these cabinets because if I ended up not liking it, then it's not going to look very good. So I decided to use the command strips. I just put 4 command strips on each of the gliders and then made sure to push them down really hard and not mess with them a lot until after they had time to really set. Once you get the bottom part of the glider firmly in place in your cabinet, then you take the clips that they gave you and you're going to attach them to the top part of the glider with the hole facing up. You'll put the drawer on top of this piece and you'll use the smaller screws that they gave you to screw the drawer into place on the top part of the glider. And then you put it all together so the drawer and the glider move as one piece. And now the transformation. I am so happy with the way that this turned out. The command strips work great to keep the drawers in place, and it's so nice that everything is put away and I can slide out the drawers to grab what I need without having to search around in a black empty hole underneath the kitchen sink to find what I'm looking for. I did leave the box of trash can liners in there and didn't put it in something fancy because in my opinion, I want something that is practical and that I'm going to continue to use day in and day out. If it's not practical, it's not going to get used and it's going to just become a mess all over again. So for me, the best option was to put the trash can liners right in the middle between the drawers because the box is big and it doesn't get messy, and I use the space behind that to store our plastic grocery bags that we use randomly to put things in, or I use them as trash can liners in the bathroom, and so they are easy to grab. I hope you enjoyed today's video and I hope it helps you organize your home on a budget. Just for watching today's video, I have a special free guide of my top 10 products for organizing your home. Just click on the first link in the description. It'll take you to a page where I ask for your name and email address. Just pop in your name and email so I'll know where to send it. If you did enjoy today's video, do me a favor and give it a thumbs up. Also, comment down below and let me know what part of your home you want to see in the next Organize on a Budget video. If you haven't already, go ahead and click the subscribe button and hit the bell. That way you'll be notified every time I post a video. Thanks for watching and I'll see you next week.